Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is Tattoo Collectables, and I am Eric, your host. Today, I have some news for you, and it's gonna trip you out. And some of them are still available. So once you see this, you're gonna wanna get online. But first, we've got some mail to open this week, and it's pretty big stuff. So stick around, and you'll get to see it all. Here we go.
What's in the mail?
Okay, so first thing this week is, if you can believe it or not, is not off of eBay. This is from a site on Instagram called Tattoo Gear for Sale. Now, it's open just to tattoo artists. You have to be accepted into this community, and then you can start purchasing things. I bought these two little machines a couple weeks ago, and I've been sitting on them, waiting to open them, and I've been biting at the bit. So the first one is an Aaron Kane from 2015. I've already got one of these little machines, and I'll tell you what, they run like a dream. I push little 3s and 5s with these all day long, push them uphill. It's a Workhorse iron from Workhorse Irons. Same place Soba sells his, and this is a number 80 from 2015. Now, this one's probably gonna go back up on the sale block, so Charlie, if you're out there listening, there's your new liner, brother. And I'm gonna sell it pretty cheap compared to what they go for online. The online they go for about, I believe it's between $280 and $350. I'm not, maybe $3 1/4, something like that. Even at that price, they're well worth having one. And then this one is it's a Seth Safari. It's a little wiener dog. And I have never used one of these, but I have heard from colleagues that they love these little machines. So we're gonna hook them up here in just a second, just to hear how they run and let you see how they run. They look good, man. They don't look abused. They don't look all wallered out or anything. There's no money groove in the bottom. For those of you who tattoo, you'll know what I'm talking about, a little money groove right here. But these are little shorty machines. They're both liners. They're both incredibly tiny, and I love that. As I get older, I find the less a machine weighs, the more I tend to like it. So these, we're gonna see how these work and check them out. They're both signed. This one's signed on the armature bar only, it looks like. I can't find a signature on that one anywhere else. I guess some of these he didn't sign. The Aaron Kane's definitely signed. It'll be going up for sale. Now, I got both of these for $200. I got them for $100 a piece. Anytime you can pick up Workhorse irons for $100 a piece, get them, because you will love them. They may need a little retuning at that price. We're gonna see here in just a second. Let's go check that out now. Yeah, they run about like I thought they would. The Aaron Kane it's a butt kicker. I've been using that one for quite a while, and I love the Aaron Kanes. And a lot of his machines, they really hold their value. Even his production machines, super hold their value. I'm not sure why that gentleman sold them for $100 a piece, but I'll tell you this: I'm not gonna want too much more for it when I go to sell them. So if you're interested in these, check it out on our Instagram, which is Tattoo Collectables for sale, and it will be for sale. It will be going to a tattoo artist, so if you don't tattoo, please don't contact me about it, because I'll be like, no. So this next thing we did get off of eBay, and I'm pretty excited about this. This is one of the first collectibles that I have from this gentleman. Although I met him at the very first convention that I went to was here in Indianapolis. It was the old school convention. It was put on by Tuttle, And it was here prior to it being in St. Louis. I guess that somebody complained a little much, and since then, we've not been able to have tattoo conventions in Indianapolis, which is beyond me. I'm not sure why. So I'm not sure how he has this in there. This is definitely in there well, which, as always, I do appreciate the pack job. Let's see. Oh, and there's another one inside. So I met this gentleman at my very first convention, and I took a picture with him. Here's me and him back in the day, right there. There you go. Now, this one is a really nice 8x10, signed by Paul Booth, it said, and that's a fake signature. So there it is, fake ass signature on a repop picture. I am definitely going to address this. There's no way of telling if it's a real signature when you get it on eBay. And this is definitely, somebody had this picture, had Paul sign it, and then has been reproducing it for sale. We don't like this in the industry for whoever's out there selling it, and I'm gonna let you know with your feedback. I always wait to do feedback until I open them. Just because I receive it doesn't mean I'm happy with it. So that's definitely a reproduction. They signed the back of it, 7/19, 3/42, 12. And look at that, it was just made last year, this reproduction. It's got a date on the back of it. So we'll be addressing this. I mean, it's still a cool picture. It's just not signed by Paul. I mean, one of them was. This one absolutely wasn't. So every now and then, I get things that I'm just not happy with. Now, that is far and few between, but this is definitely one of them. I'll put this picture probably with a piece of his flash or something. I'll find something to do with it. Honestly, I might send it back, because if you're misleading in your descriptions, then people generally are not too happy with what you sent them. So, which brings me to my next package here. That's enough. We'll get off that soapbox and quit talking about that one. This is my next one here. This one came from Slovenia. It took forever to get here. I'm not sure if the Slovenian postage sends them Malamute, or whether one guy just walked this to America, but this took a long time to get to us here at Tattoo Collectables. And I even contacted the seller a few times, and he kept saying that it was within his right to blah, blah, blah. And come to find out, I ordered it on January 21st. He didn't even send it out until February 2nd. Just sat on it. But if it wasn't something as cool as it is, I'd have been upset. Now, this is gorgeous. This is it's another picture from the newspaper. It's from the San Francisco Examiner, Pictorial Living, page 12, July 5th. And it says on the back, it says Lyle Tuttle, Cal Living, 7570. So this was taken in 1970, July 5th. It says XREF Tattoo on the back. So this is a beautiful picture of Lyle laying in the grass with his iconic bodysuit there. I love getting stuff like this. And because this was in the paper, they put these on file for a little bit, and then they sell them off, or they get rid of them, however they get rid of them. Normally, they don't keep the negatives of these. So this would be the only one of these anywhere. So we are pretty happy to get that one. That one will go in my Tuttle collection. I'll probably, on this one, I'll probably frame and mat that one. It's such a beautiful photo. And it's a nice 8x10 glossy. I love it. I couldn't be more happy with that one. That one you can tell is, and I didn't do my trademarked smell test. Oh yeah, that's authentic. You can tell, and you can tell by the kind of the discoloration on the back. Now it does have some discoloration on the front. I'm not sure what that's up. It looks like it might have been from the, no, I'm not sure. There's a little red discoloration right here, which on something this rare, I don't really mind a little bit of discoloration on it. It actually lends to the authenticity of it, if you ask me. Now, that one came off eBay. I'm gonna give this one a tentative estimated value of around $125. These pictures are going up and up and up. This is the new collectible here is photographs. Nobody thought to save photographs, and now guys are all over it, especially the history guys like myself. We love to get them. That just shows a little snapshot in time of where Lyle was on the day after the 4th of July. He was out enjoying life from the looks of it. Now, this next one blew my mind a little bit. So, Good Time Charlie Cartwright is shutting down one of his stores. He's shutting down his End of the Trail tattoo in Modesto, California. Excuse me. And when he got ready to shut down, he put up this thing on the internet that he was going to sell off all of his flash. Now, if you don't know who Good Time Charlie Cartwright is, he was one of the originators of the fine line movement with Jack Rudy and a league of others. Freddie Negretti. There's a bunch of guys in that movement that brought forth what we have today. Without guys like this, you wouldn't be seeing any black and gray tattoos. These are the guys who originally brought it forth. They balked tradition a little bit and started something of their own. And we love them for it. Now they are selling off all the flash from that shop. Now, this piece of flash, I'm gonna give you a little heads up. There's a piece of flash in here. This piece of flash came from the Black Wall. Now, the Black Wall was a wall in their shop with black background stuff. Jiminy Christmas, they sent us a bunch of stuff here. So, the Black Wall was stuff that they enjoyed, and they redrew it and then put it up. So a lot of these are from other Flash producers, and then these guys loved them so much that they redrew them and they put them on sheets of their own. Now this is sheet number 215. Is the one I got. It was an eagle sheet. I thought it was super cool, and it does not fail to impress now that it's here. Now, Good Time Charlie actually signed it right there in the middle there, if you can see that, which I thought was pretty cool just now seeing it. Now, I've been sitting on this for since the 7th, and you can imagine how crazy it's been to leave this one closed. Okay, so I love this piece. This is definitely going up in a frame. Now, what I didn't expect to get with this was all of this other stuff. Now, this is the receipt. It says Black Wall 215, 1 of 1. Now, this is the, as far as 215 goes, this is the only piece of this flash. This is it. This is the one. So I paid 250 bucks for this piece of flash, which I thought it would have been a bargain at twice the price. Now, I've seen these here very recently on eBay going for $1,000 a sheet, because these are one of a kinds. You're not gonna find these. So he also sent me an awesome, this is a postcard of old Good Time Charlie Cartwright. It says, pioneer of single needle tattooing, professional black and gray fine line in East LA in the mid-70s, standing in front of Modesto's oldest shop, opened in 1987, specializing in freehand and all styles. So this shop's been open since 1987, and it is coming to a close. Now, he sent us this awesome postcard. He sent us an End of the Trail sticker. This is a magnetic a magnetic business card. Says, do others the way you'd like to be done. If those aren't true words, I've never heard true words before. So that's awesome. Let's see what else we got here. This looks like, oh, it's a badge that goes on the back of your car. That's awesome. And then a sticker, Good Time Charlie's Into the Trail tattoo. We got another one here. It says, I was tattooed at Into the Trail. I bet those are hard to get, you know? And then last but not least, we got this Into the Trail tattoo. It appears to be a vinyl that you would put on your window. And then we also got a regular business card with the care instructions on the back. This is awesome. Now this whole collection, like I told you, I paid $250 for the flash. I didn't expect everything else that's in here to be in here. As a collection, I would say we're probably looking at a value of around $1,000 with everything here. This will all be framed as one big collection from Good Time Charlie. And Charlie, if you're out there listening, we love this. As far as I'm concerned, it will never be for sale at any price. This is mine, and I'm keeping it. So, Charlie, we'd like to thank you for all your years of hard work in this industry, and thank you for leaving us with such a bevy of collectibles. Now, he also had huge crates of, but I think that's the way that they displayed them in the shop. I've seen some other films, and you see people flipping through them like in the crates. But he sold all the crates too, and I wish I could have gotten one of those. I unfortunately did not get one of those. Anybody out there that did, good on you. That's awesome. So once again, thanks Charlie for all your years and your hard work and the passing down of this thing to people like Jack Rudy. And we'd like to thank Jack Rudy while we're at it too. He's awesome out there, still nailing it down. So that is all we had that's all. Yeah, that's it. That's all we had in the mail this week. I think the mail this week was pretty impressive. I had a good time with it. I hope you did. So, last week we had a shirt that we'd not seen before here at Tattoo Collectables. And it's a variant shirt. It's a Lyle Tuttle shirt, but it didn't quite jive. It didn't look right to me. So there was a name on the return address. So, you know me, I picked up the phone, called it. It was the Western Costume Company. So, and Bobby Mannix was the name on there. Now, I've talked to Bobby and made sure it was okay that I put her name out on blast and everything. So, Bobby is a costume designer for Hollywood. She's done movies like, she did some with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She did The Long Riders. She did The Warriors, for crying out loud. Those cool vests that say The Warriors on it, she's the one responsible for those. And by the way, she's selling those off too. She's got new patches that she'll be selling. But I digress. So in 1978, Tuttle had a second round of these shirts printed up for his shop, the Rose Tattoo Cafe and Studio. He had about 100 of them printed. Now, these were variant shirts. They weren't the same shirt as the ones that he released in the early 70s. This one was a little different. As you saw last week, it was a dye sublimation, not a screen print. And he took 15 of these shirts and gave them to Bobby Mannix for the movie Xanadu. Now, Xanadu was Gene Kelly's last movie. It had Olivia Newton-John was in it. It was a lot about roller skating and disco. If you go back and watch it, it's a crazy watch. It's definitely a slice of those times. He gave these shirts to her to be used in this movie. Now, as production went on, someone made the decision not to use these shirts. So what Bobby did 42 years ago is she put these shirts in storage. So now, 42 years later, these shirts are the only new old stock of Lyle Tuttle shirts. They're brand new looking and feeling. They've never been worn. They've never been used, that is so rare coming from the 70s, especially, 42 years, nobody's even tried this thing on. So I am dubbing this one the Mannix variant. So after Bobby Mannix, the designer of, not the designer of the shirt, but the designer, the costume designer. These are Mannix variants. There are 15 of these in the world. That is it. Now there may be other of these shirts, other variant, with the blue instead of the white background on the back. I'm sure because he did 100 of them, I'm sure there's a good 60, 70 of them still floating around. But these 15 are the only new old stock. Now they are still available on eBay, and they are $300 a shirt. This is such a bargain. I probably should have bought 2 of them, but I didn't want to be greedy. I am going to show you now the what to look for on eBay. This is the eBay listing. Type this in exactly, and you will get one of these. There's a few left. They're not going to last long, especially after people hear this. Go and get you one. Next week, she will be releasing another thing that is brilliant. Now, if you want the entire Mannix collection, you need the Mannix shirt. Got one of those. You need the Mannix flash. She has a piece of Lyle Tuttle flash. It's numbered 1 of 10. It's the Star and Snake design that was used on his 70th poster. And I'll get you a picture of that. I got one at home. It was used on the 70th poster, and this was one of his favorite designs, apparently, or he wouldn't have used it as the focal point of his 70-year retrospective. She's got one of the originals. She'll be making prints of this next week. As well as her husband, James Mannix, was a photographer. He probably still is. And he took a beautiful portrait of Lyle. He took this picture around 1977, 78. It's one of him with the long hair. I'll show you a little clip of it. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I want to be respectful of Miss Mannix and her efforts. She had this appraised at an art gallery in LA. They appraised the original print at $18,000. It's a previously unknown photo of Lyle. It is the original. She is making prints of this, but she's not going to make many of them. Now, these will be going up on sale next week on eBay. She said they'd be around $125. Even if they are more than that, get you one. I'm getting 3. I'm getting one for myself. 2 of my guys are getting one. These are not to be passed on. Do not sleep on this because they won't last long. But yeah, the Mannix collection, that's what you need. To have the full Mannix collection, you need the shirt, you need the piece of flash print, and you need the Tuttle photo print. That will be a total Mannix collection. And if I do end up getting all 3 of these pieces, they'll be displayed as one, along with the label that came, the return address label. You want to keep that. That way that's proof that is a Mannix variant. Like I said, these Mannix variants, there's only 15 of them available in the world. Do not sleep on this. Go today, grab you one, because the price on them is absolutely perfect. To grab you one and put it in a frame, put it up in your shop, and tell this story over and over and over again. That's what I love about collecting, is the stories I get to tell that are associated with these pieces. And if you have a collectible out there and you would like to tell the story of it, shoot me a video. Send the video to us either on our Instagram or on our Facebook page, and I will shuffle that into the show and let you show off the things that you love the most and that you have the stories about. I would love to hear those as well. So that's all for this week. Man, my head is still spinning from that Good Time Charlie package. I couldn't tell you. I'm gonna go play with my new toys as soon as this is over. So, until next week, I'd like everybody out there to stay safe and keep on collecting. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and please hit the subscribe button down below and check out these videos. We've worked real hard on these too, and I think if you enjoyed this one, you'll enjoy those too.